So here we are, back in the human apartment. Fans off because you can really hear just everything. It fucks up the audio in just all the worst ways, left and right. So now have no air circulation. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to take a break from recording because I'm probably gonna start sweating and need a quick refresh, aka sticking my head in my freezer. However, we're gonna deal with that whenever the time comes. So, today, you know what? Scratch that. Before I even get started, there are a couple things I need to get off my chest. One of them being the cinematic universe that is the Bachelor Nation. Okay, I don't know if anyone keeps up with that whole just phenomenon, but I typically don't. Okay, sometimes I will watch it when a friend's watching it, or if my mom's watching it. But let me tell you, the absolute chokehold that Bachelor and Bachelorette have on middle-aged white women is absolutely, like, I envy, that show and the gorilla grip it has on people. And I'm right too. Yeah, I'm gonna like stereotypical lies, whatever the fuck that word is. I'm gonna do that, whatever that word is, and I'm gonna apply it to this situation because it's true and you know it. Now, granted, I know my fair share of people my age in their 20s also have who are also in a chokehold of this cinematic universe. Plenty of women love it, and men. My dad, honestly, my dad loves Bachelor in Paradise. Like, he genuinely loves that show. Um, oh god. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because the new season just came out. With Gabby and Rachel, and it's two bachelorettes for the first time ever. And one point I want to make before I get into that is that Bachelor has run out of ideas. I genuinely think that they saw their ratings were starting to go down, and then a couple years ago, that's, when they started to go outside the lines of what they've always typically done. They had never had a person of color as the bachelorette or bachelor up until recently. And which is great. I think that that's awesome. That is, a really, really great thing that they finally have incorporated that. It's very necessary. But now I think they're getting a little worried now that they've done that, which is awesome again. But I think that I'm convinced that their ratings, went down a little bit, or their views or whatever, and they were like, okay, we need to think of something, extravagant to do. Not only is The Bachelor equivalent to the most hyperbolic, dramatic teenager you can imagine, probably me. Especially when it comes to like the little previews of the show. Like, okay, so the reason I'm talking about this, one, because this new season just came out, and I did watch the first episode. I watched it with my friend Zoe, and I told her, I was like, listen, I'm not a huge, Bachelor Nation citizen, but I am intrigued because there are two bachelorettes, and that's that is where they got me. They knew they had to spice it up a little bit, and they got me. They reeled me in like I'm a fucking white woman with no job, and, is a housewife and 3 kids, and uses the bachelor night as an excuse to drink absurd amounts of wine in a fucking cheese board. And I get it. I do. I I am the kind of person who talks about throughout movies. I am. Sorry. I am. You guys know I love to talk, and I am a talker through movies. I'm asking questions. I give my opinion, whether it's wanted or not. So throughout the entire episode, that's also why I have to use captions, because I'm just blah 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 the entire time. And I'm giving my opinion. And let me just say, Tino, I won't get too much into it, but like this whole episode is not going to be about Bachelor, but I just needed to do a quick rant ski because, I get it. I do. I do want to sit on my nice couch with, in my nice big house and drink really fancy red wine. And while my husband is working in his office, providing for the family. I get it now. I really do. But yeah, I do. I get it now. But anywho, a couple of exciting things to talk about today. I was sitting in Barnes & Noble, and I was thinking about some things that have been on my mind lately and about what I think would be interesting to talk about for this podcast. And I came up with a few things that I'm very excited about, and I hope you get some form of entertainment out of this, because it's a big deal for me. These topics are a huge deal, okay? Now, buzzcuts on men. Let's unpack it, because I think, and I'm struggling to find the comparison of, buzz cuts are equivalent to blank for women, but I just refuse to put women in that comparison, because a lot of probably misogynists would be like, oh, buzz cuts for men are like a lot of makeup for women. Like it's like no, that's not a good comparison either, because it's like that's catfishing, but a buzz cut's just terrible. It just ruins the look. And I don't think anything could ruin a woman's look. I hold women to such a higher standard and appreciation, and I'm right for that. But anywho, buzz cuts are the worst decision a man can make. One of the worst decisions. And let's get into it. There are 3 men on this planet that genuinely look good with a buzz cut. There are men who look okay with a buzz cut, but would be better off with, longer hair. But there are 3 men, 3.5, because I'll get into it, that actually look good with a buzz cut. Number 1, first person that comes to my mind, Drew Starkey, aka Rafe from Outer Banks. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. He looks like, I cannot imagine him with longer hair. Like the buzz cut, especially whenever when he bleaches it. I'm pretty sure he's bleached it. Oh God, it just. Look up a picture. Look at him. Just stare at it. And it's like we can all agree he looks delicious. He looks delightful with a buzz cut. Now, Pete Davidson. This is the second time I'm bringing him up in this podcast thus far. Probably there will be many other references. I'm really not that big of a Pete Davidson fan. Like, I'm not like a diehard, but he's just, I don't know. But he looks remarkable with a buzz cut, and I refuse to like him any other way. It suits him the best. It fits the vibes, the style, and there's just no comprehensible way, no good reason for him to ever have long hair, because he just looks so good with a buzz cut. And Tom Hardy. Okay, if you don't know Tom Hardy, once again, look him up. He is currently in a show that I just finished watching that I absolutely adored called Peaky Blinders. He was Alfie Solomon's. Oh, God. He looks so good in that show. I also wanted to note that, however, he would also be hot without eyebrows or ears or a nose. Like, he's just so attractive that I don't even know if that counts. He could have, I don't even know, a mohawk. He would probably pull it off and still look hot. So maybe he's excluded from that. But for sure, Barack Obama. I don't even know if there's a picture of him on the internet with longer hair, maybe a little afro. But even that, he just looks good with short hair. He does. But honestly, he would probably look good with any kind of hair because he's also one of those people that just is. I find Barack Obama attractive. Sue me. Jesus. To get into the men that cannot pull off buzz cuts, there are many. Most men that are within a 400-mile radius of me. That being said, these are the men, at least celebrities. Let's clarify here. It's going to be male celebrities that cannot pull off a buzz cut. Just they can't, they shouldn't, and hopefully they wouldn't. Some of these men have never had a buzz cut to my knowledge, at least in recent years, or have had a buzz cut, and I hope they regret it every day of their life. Number 1, Tom Holland. With a buzz cut? No. I feel like I don't even need to elaborate on that. It just doesn't fit the head shape. A comparison picture of Tom Holland with a buzz cut and with beautiful, luscious hair. Yeah, you can agree with me. And if you don't, I don't care. Jake Gyllenhaal. I have a bone to pick with Jake Gyllenhaal. For those of you listening, you are probably, a close friend. I also, in the corner of my eye, there's a fly in my room. Anyways, that's great. Oh, little bug. It's one of those jumpy little ones looking at my fucking light. Anyways, it's hard living in these conditions sometimes, but that's all right. Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, if you're close with me, I'm a big T-Swizzler. A little Swiftie. So Jake Gyllenhaal is a no bueno. So maybe this is a little biased. But Jake Gyllenhaal with a buzz cut is a crime against humanity. All of these are, to be honest. Liam Payne also. Oh my God. He looks like a naked mole rat whenever he shaves his head. He looks like a penis with a condom on top of the penis. Yeah. Can't. Justin Timberlake also cannot pull off a buzz cut for the life of him. Nick Jonas, I find Nick Jonas pretty attractive. It's as soon as he shaves his head, it's like a jump scare. Sorry. Not sorry. Also, Dave and James Franco need to never go near the buzz cut setting on a fucking razor, whatever the fuck men use to cut their hair. I don't know, what the fuck is that called? The barber, the is it a razor? No. A trimmer? Like the trimming setting on an electric razor. Whatever those things are called. I don't know. This is the one person who has, not to my knowledge, has ever had a buzz cut, but I would imagine it would be god awful. Harry Styles. I love him so much. I really do. He is the love of my life, but my God, I would have to question a couple of things if he shaved his head. He'd probably still be attractive, But, oh my god, this fly. It would be a bit jarring to see something like that. Quick drink break. Trying to cool myself off here. Anyways. Noah Centeo. I feel like he always has a buzz cut and he just should not. I don't know who's telling him that it's okay, but it's not. Truly, it is not. And unfortunately, Robert Pattinson. I once again find him, and you know what, I talked about this in the first episode. I find him attractive, but once again, you put him near a fucking razor, the buzz cut setting, whatever the fuck those things are called. Put him in handcuffs, because it's not going to be good, not in the slightest. Oh god. Okay. So, I'm debating on. I have two options here, as to what I want to get into. Both are really great contenders. Okay. Enough of talking about men. I'm giving them too much attention on this podcast episode. Next, I want to get into animated characters with the Fuck, Marry, Kill game. This is, something I've curated this list very, very carefully, and I feel like it's complete. There are probably, certain characters I am forgetting, but, and again, this is a personal preference. I've also thought long and hard about this, because I didn't want to do just like the generic, I probably, would fuck that one hot fish from Shark Tales, and the one fish from Finding Nemo that has the scar on his cheek. Yeah, probably. But we all know that. That's a universal thing. We all get it. These are, fuck, marry, kill ones that I had to deep dive and really recollect who I found attractive, who I wanted to marry, and who I wanted to absolutely obliterate into existence. So let's get started. First on the list, we'll start with animated characters I would consider having a hookup with. Okay? My mom listens to this podcast, but these are animated characters. So, anywho, I don't have a filter around her anyways. Number one. This isn't in particular order, but just know this is the first person that came to my mind. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Now hear me out. Hear me out, please. If he were real, in real life, and he went to your school, he went to your university, you saw him walking down on the street in a nice fit in New York, bitches would be all over him. And I know it. Because you want to know what? Bitches, aka me, love a good lanky, tall boy. The ugly hot, like I've talked about in the first episode. Bitches would be all over him. And I know it. And I would be on that train. I feel like if he were real, him and Pete Davidson, once again, I'm mentioning Pete Davidson and I don't know why, but he would be, they would be besties, I am sure. Also, under the fuck category, any character from Hercules. Now, not only is Hercules top 5 of my favorite movies ever, the characters, every single character, I'm talking every single character is bangable. They are. It is quite literally the hottest cast to date. And you know what? We're not talking about it enough. I know there was rumors about, who's going to play what role in the live action, and all the people that, the internet was picking, all the celebrities were hot. Why? Because every single character in Hercules is attractive. And that's just, it's non-negotiable for me. Like, Hercules himself, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna Hercules. I'm a terrible speller. Hercules, nope, that's the real Hercules. I'm gonna do Hercules cast. No, I want, oh my god. Whatever his fucking love interest is. That bitch, you know who I'm talking about. See, oh my god, no. Someone said Danny DeVito as like I don't even know, devil pig. But I see it. Someone said Noah Centineo for Hercules. Absolutely the fuck not. No way. Absolutely not. So I just had to take a quick pause and stick my head in the freezer. I wish I were kidding. I really do wish this was a joke. I'm not like sweating, but I'm just uncomfortable with the situation. Anyways, back to Hercules and me being extremely attracted to the whole cast. I'm looking at the cast list, the characters right now. Not only is Hercules just, everyone thinks he's hot. Meg, that's who I was talking about. Meg is the epitome of just absolute sexiness. Like, and you know what? There's a whole nother thing to discuss about the way that animators, design the love interests of men. It's their waist is about a -4 jeans. Levi's. Anywho, all of, the opera singers. Do we know what I'm talking about here? Anyways, let's make it known that I would do unspeakable things with the cast of Hercules. Next. No way. Oh my god, but I stand by this. Okay. Now listen. The giant hippo from Madagascar. I'm gonna look up, his name. Madagascar movie character hippo. Okay. Because there's Gloria, and she's attracted to the Moto. Oh my god. All right. Like, look up a picture and tell me that if he were a man form, he wouldn't be banging. Like, it's not the fact that he's an animal. This is not a bestiality situation here, folks. This is purely if I either were a hippo or he was a human being. Just look up a picture of him because you would get it. And if you don't, once again, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Argue with the wall. Jesus Christ, Lily. Bob the Tomato from VeggieTales. Now hear me out. First of all, hear me out. There are specific moments in the show where he's not his happy giddy self. He's a little pissed off, or he's kind of in a tussle. He's in a rough situation, and he's showing emotion in his face, and a little bit of terror, a little bit of sweat and tears are coming out. And I just remember, finding that attractive. Sue me. Yeah, I get it. He's a tomato. Shut up. I get it. It might be a little weird, but I'm just being honest. I'm being very vulnerable right now. This is my secret list I've curated, and I am speaking my truth. And I'm not going to take it back. Really feel passionate about this one. Any character in the movie Enchant, is it Enchanto or Encanto? Though we don't talk about Bruno, no. I feel bad that I can't pronounce that. But every single character Oh my god, I remember watching that for the first time and being like, holy shit, they made these characters like intentionally attractive, and I just know it. Like, oh my god. Um, and lastly, for the fuck category, uh, the characters from Pop Tropica. Now, Pop Tropica, let me deep dive. Let me unlock a memory that you used to have as a kid growing up. That game where it's like these lanky little characters, bad posture, really circle head, that just like kind of bounce up and down. You take them around town. You go on adventures. Like that is a core memory, and you can customize. Like it'd be weird names. It'd be like purple, um, purple stamp. Like you just curate these names, and then you make them, you design them as your own. And I don't know why I find them attractive. Like if and once again, if I were a character in there, or if that character was a real human, you just take its qualities and you just build it into a human form. Yeah, I'd probably buy him a drink. Sue me. Now Mary. Okay. Number one on the list, that I wrote down, Frozone from Incredibles. There's just something about his dedication to his job, and the sense of humor that I wanted to be surrounded with for the rest of my life. And I just, ugh. And you know what? There is something to say with the Mary category. There's also the fuck category. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're marrying, you're probably you're doing the deed. So it's a win-win with Frozone. Celia May, aka Mike Wazowski's love interest, the one with like the snakes on her head. I haven't watched that movie in a hot minute, and but I do remember just like finding her very beautiful, and I can't remember if she turns into a raging bitch or not, but visually, I think she's beautiful. And at least in the beginning, she was very sweet from what I can remember. I might be getting her mixed up with someone else. And that's very possible. But she just seems so gentle, at least in the beginning. She has a sweet little voice. And that's all it takes, apparently, for me to want to marry someone. Linda from Bob's Burgers. That does not need an explanation. If you watch Bob's Burgers and you know me at least a little bit, that would make sense. The kangaroo from Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is my all-time favorite show. The most nostalgic, memory I have growing up. And the kangaroo from Winnie the Pooh was the most calming of all of them. And I want to marry someone calm. Which, can you blame me? I mean, I'm not calm 95% of the time. So I need someone to balance me out a little bit. Next, and you know what? This was a tie between the fuck and the marry. I'll be honest. Shrek when he turns into human. Now, if you need a little refresh of what he looks like, I'm going to need you to go on your nearest Safari, Google Chrome, whatever the fuck you use to search things. I'm going to need you to look up Shrek in human form. And you'll get it. Just a big burly man. And if he were real, he'd be like 6'7". And there's nothing I love more than just a nice tall dude. And he's passionate. He's adventurous. He is funny. He has a little sidekick. He has a bestie who is also funny. So I feel like I couldn't go wrong there. He checks all the boxes. And I wrote down love a good strong big boy. So now next kill. There's going to be a common denominator you're going to find out for this category. Number 1, the kid from Up. I fucking hate that kid. There's a TikTok sound that is currently going viral, at least on my feed. That's like, "Hi, I'm Russell. I'm a camp counselor. Is there anything I could do to provide service today?" And then the old grandpa's like, "No." And it's usually something with like, a puppy trying to befriend like the old dog in the house. And I don't know if it's maybe because he's a kid, because one thing about me is that I fucking hate kids. I do. I really don't think that I am going to want kids whenever I get older. And you know what? I'm not going to say never. I never want to have kids, but I am extremely close to whatever is right before never, because that's how I feel. I feel so strongly. Kids are the worst, and that will be a whole different episode. My family knows this. My family also honestly probably agrees with me that I am better off not having kids because of how much I don't like them. So that's probably why I find him annoying. But his voice, he just has a punchable face. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Not only did that show shape the night terrors that still haunt me today, but he was also just annoying as fuck. He was stupid. He was doing shit that he knew he shouldn't have been doing. And that show, like, can we just take a pause and just, like, unpack how fucking traumatizing that show was? And I was watching it whenever I was, like, a prepubescent child. Like, drink break. Cooling myself off because I'm working up a sweat talking about the animated characters I would kill. Anyways. Yeah, no, Courage the Cowardly Dog is extremely killable. I'm not an animal killer. The last thing I want to do. I'm not a baby killer either. I'm not a kid killer. Okay, whatever. He was just annoying as fuck. Olaf, I also, unpopular opinion, hate Frozen. I hate that movie. And I don't know why. I can't pinpoint why. Okay, there's a bug just landed on my microphone. It's flying around me now. This is awesome. Get the fuck away. Anyways. Yeah, no, I hate Frozen. I've never liked it, and I don't think I ever will like it. Any character from Family Guy, I just hate that show. I really do. I have never watched a full episode, but there's just something about that show that I just like. I don't know. It doesn't tickle me. It doesn't make me giggle. It doesn't hit the laugh box for me. Jack from Incredibles, again, because I fucking hate kids. It is worth noting that I absolutely adore the Incredibles movies, especially the second one. Like, when I tell you that I was unironically howling at that movie, I seriously was. Like, I was genuinely laughing at that movie. And partially, it was because of Jack, because he was kind of the star of the show. But once again, punchable face. That just makes me, want to commit, an act of crime. So, but that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed listening to these. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate it so much. If you want to follow the podcast, Argue with the Wall on Instagram, but the with is just a W. Because apparently the other Argue with the Wall with the with fully spelled out was taken, apparently. Also just made a TikTok. Don't really know how active. I'm probably just going to post like little clips and stuff on there. But yeah, it is now 1 a.m. and I am fully prepared to put all of these fans back on, have a little popsicle, stick my head back in. Probably, honestly, realistically, I'm probably going to grab a freeze pack. Whatever the fuck those things are called. Like, is that what it's called, a freeze pack? I don't know. I think the heat's getting to my head. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for listening. I know on Spotify, at least, you can rate this show. So if you feel like doing that, totally do that. You can also follow this podcast on, I guess, wherever you're listening. I don't know. I'm a Spotify girl, so I'm familiar with those terms and settings. So, yeah, you can follow the podcast, I believe. Also get notifications for whenever I upload a new one, which is every Tuesday. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next episode next week. Bye!